Hey guys, welcome back to another video. In this video, we're going to talk about the fact that you have wage slave workers that worship money at the same time. It makes no sense, guys. It makes no sense. Just think about the slaves that was in physical slavery. You think they were worshiping money? What do you think they was worshiping? What do you think they wanted the most? It wasn't money. It was freedom. It was freedom. See, guys, the one thing that they outlawed during slavery, the most important thing for them, they felt that they outlawed during slavery, was reading. It was illegal to learn how to read as a slave. As a slave, it was illegal. If they found out that you could read, that was a death penalty. That was a death sentence. They would kill you because they knew the power of knowledge. See, that's why the slaves didn't worship money. They wanted freedom more than money. They wanted knowledge more than money. Because knowledge, that's where the freedom is. See? That is where your freedom lies, in knowledge. Not in money, not in a whole bunch of material things and a whole bunch of all that stuff. No. It's in knowledge. It's in knowing that you have options to seek freedom in other areas, in other places, in other realities. See, if your reality, if the only reality that you can see is slavery, that's all you're going to see. But once you find out there are other realities, then you're going to start to entertain your mind, your thoughts. You're going to start wondering and imagining, like, there's freedom beyond this plantation. See, the objective of the slave master was to keep the slaves as ignorant as possible. And one of the ways he kept them as ignorant as possible is by instilling absolute fear in him. And that's what the Matrix is doing now. That's what your employer is doing now. They instill an absolute fear in you. Fear of homelessness. Fear of not having health care. Fear of not having money. I'm not minimizing the benefit of money. I'm maximizing the benefit of knowledge. Knowledge is power. I'm maximizing information. We live in the information age. You can see other people's reality right here on YouTube, even though a lot of them are lying. But for those who are telling the truth, you can see their realities on YouTube. You can read about it in the newspapers, online papers. You can go and Google it and see other realities. But when they was in slavery, they didn't see no other reality because they didn't read. They was born in slavery. That plantation was all that they knew. That was all that they saw. But now your plantation is in your mind. In the Matrix, your employer, the banks, have instilled so much fear in you that you are afraid to leave the plantation of your mind. Even though you see other free people living their free lives around you, you are afraid to leave your house because you think that house is your life. But your house is the whole world. You see the immigrants coming over here? They left their home to come over here. There was no promises when they got here. They may have given them some food or some money when they got here. That's possible. I'm sure they did. It's documented that they did give them food and money. But that's not where it stops. They gotta pay their way out of debt. They have to send money back home to their families. The struggle is just getting started. They struggled to get over here to the United States. Now their struggle is just getting started. It's going to be a nightmare before it becomes a dream in the United States. And a lot of people are going to suffer. Same thing that happened during slavery. When they left the plantations, they suffered because they had to depend on themselves at that point. There were some abolitionists that had safe houses on their route to freedom. They put their lives in danger to hide the slaves from the cops. I can't remember. They didn't call them cops back then. They called them slave catchers. But it's the same thing. That's where they come from. So they used to hide the slaves in safe houses to hide them from the slave catchers because they was hunting them down. And the slave catchers would get a reward for that. They also call them bounty hunters. So yeah, y'all have to know that all this stuff comes from, a lot of this, not all of it, a lot of it comes from the slave playbook. See? So all you know, so you got to realize that the struggle is just starting for the migrants. But for the people that's here, that's keeping themselves on the plantation psychologically, mentally, that's afraid to leave because the slave master, the matrix, your employer has put a lot of fear in you, the banks, the insurance company, have all of these burdens that we are carrying around every day. You gotta get gas. You have to have insurance. They want you to have, luckily we don't have to, luckily having life insurance is not the law. It's not like mandatory, because that'd be another burden. They don't want that to be mandatory. They don't want that to be mandatory. Because they know that you have to have a job in order for that to, that's a privilege to have a job. It's not a right. It's a privilege to have a job. It's a privilege to have health care. It's not a right. So as a wage slave, you should want your freedom above all things. Not money, not wealth, not all that stuff. You should want your freedom above all things. And that's what the slaves wanted. But the wage slaves, the reason they're gonna stay on the plantation is because they think that if they pursue riches and money, that's gonna get them off the plantation. It may get you off the plantation, but you lack knowledge. So you're gonna lose it all. As soon as you leave the plantation, you're gonna lose it all, because you're gonna give it all back to the master by buying his houses, cars, watches, and clothes. And then you're gonna end up back on the plantation. Did you hear what I said? If you're on the plantation and you're seeking wealth and not knowledge, once you acquire that wealth, you're gonna lose it all. Because you don't have the knowledge to keep it. Because you're gonna give it right back to them by going on vacation, gambling, drinking alcohol, smoking cigarettes, getting hooked on drugs, eating bad. You're going to catch cancer, and you're going to give all that money to the hospital. You're going to give all that money to the bank. You're going to give all that money to dialysis. You're going to give all that money to your insulin. And all the pharmacy drugs that you're taking. That's where all your money's going to go to. And if you're not educating no one in your family, then they're going to blow it too. So you have to seek knowledge, not wealth, not the plantation, not slavery. Because subconsciously you want to be on the plantation. You want to have your cake and eat too. You want to be on the plantation because you want the security, and you want a level of freedom on the plantation, and you want a level of money on the plantation. But you want to stay on the confines of the plantation because you're afraid. The plantation gives you security because you know master's gonna provide for you, gonna give you some shelter and some food. So that's all that's about, guys. And you saw that garbage that keep popping up on Instacart? Instacart is a part of the matrix too. Want you to work for free. Uber is a part of the matrix. Want you to work for free. Lyft, McDonald's, Walmart, Target, GNC, all these matrix companies, they want you to work basically for free or for a very low wage. It's a guy on YouTube. He got fired from Tesla. He worked for Tesla for 5 years. Over those 5 years, he probably made $500,000. But as soon as he got fired, he had to sell his house. You know why? Because he couldn't afford it in the first place. And they tricked him into buying that house. See, I don't know I don't know what other family member he bought it for. Maybe someone was staying with him. I don't know all the details. But as soon as he lost that job, that house was attached to his job. He had to let it go. He sold the house, paid off his Tesla. Now he's living in his Tesla. Very smart man. His name is Nico. Now he lives in his Tesla. Tesla paid for. And it's struggle. It's a struggle to live. It's a struggle to be out there independently, taking care of yourself, and not staying on the plant, not allowing the plantation to take care of you. So he went and got him another job, which is fine. But now he see the importance of trying to sustain himself. All the resources are out here freely. Not totally free, but you know, it's cheaper. It's cheaper to get a gym membership and take a shower. It's cheaper to enjoy the mall and the food and the air conditioning instead of your house. You lose privacy, but he's saving $2,000 a month, if not more, because his car is paid off. But when you are out here surviving, you have to improvise. You have to be creative. You have to adapt to new environments, new things, the weather. You know, you got to be creative. It causes you to think. You have to think when you're out here. When you're on the plantation, the matrix do all the thinking for you. That's why most people respond the same to similar situations, because the matrix is the one doing all the thinking. So guys, make a commitment to yourself to get off the plantation psychologically. Get off the program. Get off the tit of the matrix. Start thinking for yourself. Become an independent thinker. Have analytical thoughts, even if those analytical thoughts clash with your program, and it will. You have to reprogram yourself. You have to get the downloads from the universe and reprogram yourself to think differently. People gonna say, "Oh no, that's wrong." People confuse something. People confuse wrong with different. No, it's not wrong. It's just different. You've been programmed. That's the program talking. That you have to have a house. That's the program talking. That you have to get married. That's the program talking. That you have to have children. That's the program talking. That you have to have life insurance. Not life insurance. Health insurance. That's the program talking. Your objective is to not need health insurance. That's your objective. If tragedy strikes and you just happen to hurt yourself, break your leg, break your arm, if something really tragic happened to you, that is life. That's life. You have to be as safe as possible. And if it's somebody else's fault, if you're in a car accident or a building, whatever, hopefully their insurance or your car insurance will pay for it. But that's life. You can't walk around in fear. So, oh, what if I fall? I don't have health insurance. I mean, who thinks like that? You think the bird think like that? Why he flying in the sky? What if the damn plane hit me or I crash right into a tree? No, animals don't even think like that. What if a frog think like that? What if I hurt myself while I'm hopping? You think the butterfly thinking, what if I run into a flower while I'm flying? You think the bumblebees think like that? I mean, come on. Nobody think humans just think in fear. So all I'm saying, guys, is think outside the plantation. You are a wage slave. You cannot have both of them on the plantation and have freedom at the same time. You want freedom or you want wealth? Which one do you want? Oh, I want both. Which one do you want first? You should want freedom first. Why would you want to be wealthy on somebody's plantation? You should want to build your wealth if that's what you're pursuing as a free person. That way you will have all those years of experience of building your wealth, and you know what's going on with your money so you won't lose it. Okay, guys, that's it for that video, guys. Remember to download and deploy your antivirus software, debug and upload for the Matrix. Drink plenty of spring water to flush out the toxin, the chemicals, and the poison that's in the food supply. Guys, you are being poisoned. You're being micro-poisoned every day. And since you're operating in your lower self in an unconscious state, you're also poisoning your children and your pet. Guys, get off the plantation. It's a joke, guys. Starbucks, Target. You just been used. No one cares about your well-being, the longevity, your balance of life, and all that stuff. No one really cares about that. Sometimes your family don't even care. So you got to care for yourself, guys. Increase your value, increase your worth. Give yourself a psychological detox, a social logical detox. Stay away from negative people. Stay out of negative environments. Stop consuming negative content. Positivity only, guys. Positivity only. Get the download to the universe so you'll know how to take care of yourself, how to be positive, how to think positive. And you'll know the difference between positive and negative. A lot of people don't even know the difference between positive and negative. They think negative is normal because that's the only thing they see. They think the plantation is normal, like everybody's on the plantation. No, that's all that you see. Everybody broke. No, that's all that you see. Everybody around you broke. That's what the problem is. Can't nobody afford this. No, that's your environment. You need to get in an environment, and your reality needs to be different than everybody else. When you about everybody else being broke, that's a negative mindset. You know, the animals don't. The animals not worried about it. Animals like, oh, everybody's starving. No, the animals like everybody flying. The birds think everybody flying. No, he just don't feel like flying today. No. See, the animal's not worried about everybody else. The fish not saying, oh, his fins are smaller than my fins. I'm faster than him. They just surviving, living their life. Okay, guys, until next time, guys, Countryman 777, I'm signing off. Let go and conquer yourself. Peace.